What's up? Sup, folks? EJ Wiley here, working a late night shift. It's a volunteered shift, unpaid shift. I'm an EMT, emergency money technician. And basically, I would like to share one of my plans. This plan is for disgusting people and parking spaces that likes to intimidate people with parking spaces. So one of the things that I want to do is, in all the other countries that I'm about to fix, I would like the city mayors to basically make it a felony for anyone to intimidate somebody over a parking space. So basically, if someone shows up and there's a note telling people don't ever park here again, then basically that person needs to be arrested, because these are public spaces and it's a neighborhood. So people drive around looking for a space, and sometimes they park on a block over or 2 blocks over, but it works out for everybody. So I would like to start a undercover operation, and this is a permanent undercover operation that goes on forever and ever and ever. And basically, the police unit parks a car and they leave it there. And basically, they pick up the people that wants to intimidate, and then they arrest them. So this is a system that I hope would eliminate like annoying people that likes to abuse others because they either got money in the bank and they feel like they own the whole city. So yeah, those are some of my thoughts on my late night shift. And then I got some more thoughts for my late night shift. And those thoughts are pretty damn interesting, because I'm about to hook up the financial system with like more detail, using the formulas that I invented that stabilizes the economy. So I want to set up warehouse work in all the places like Venezuela. All right, let's just start with Venezuela. Venezuela got hyperinflation, critical. So I'm removing all the zeros and making their currency the same value as the dollar. And it's going to stay that way forever and ever and ever. So when it stays that way, this is how it's going to stay that way. I'm going to set up values for the job sector. So I did this thing where it's $7 for all of the non-labor employment, which means it's like welfare. And you go to the city, you put in an application, a job application, and basically they hire everybody in the city borders and pay them $7 an hour, 40 hours a week. So then the next one up is a cashier. So the cashier is $8.50. The janitor is $12.50. A school bus attendant is $10. A driver with the school bus attendant is $13 per hour. And unloading tractor trailers is $15 an hour. So that's all the starting. That's all the starting limits. And I discovered some complications within the independent contractor for cab services for the school district. And we're trying to basically have the government pay the bill for the wages, the first 40 hours of wages. So me being an independent contractor, my money's already coming from the district, the school district. So that's already paid for. And when the driver leases the cab from a cab company, then the driver gets paid by the cab company, but the cab company gets paid by the school district. So the cab driver has to basically tally up all of the income minus the expenses, and then whatever the net is, you divide it across 40 hours a week to get your hourly rate. So then we have a baseline for like upper end cab drivers if it's higher than $13 an hour. So there's like a mixed business model for this cab situation, because if you get paid hourly, it works out better than if you did a cab run and you only had one student, but it's a long distance student. So an hourly rate, people will probably prefer that. But if you do just one run and it's just far, you don't really get paid that much for the day. If you're at the cab rate, like a per X amount of money per student rate. So it's not an hourly. So the cab situation is basically the same way. But with the school bus, when I worked the school bus, it was hourly. I forgot how much I made. I think it was like $12 or $13 an hour when I drove the school bus back in, I don't know, like the mid 2000s, like 2007 or 8 or 9, 2009 maybe. I'm not sure. But I got my CDL. So, with that said, everybody's going to have a new way of getting a tax return. So this is going to be the federal level tax return. So it's not really a tax return. It could be considered a tax return because if we do a double deposit, right, into the banking system which exits the currency out of the reality or the realm, then if you're doing a C1, no. So I guess it's like a 4 currency system. So you got C1, the C2 is your normal wages, and then the C3 is like your 25 cents raise every year. So that could be the tax return from the 40% that goes out. But you're getting a raise every year. So the longer you stay at the job, the more you get. But once you leave, you lose it. So let's say I go from like a cleaner, which is $8.50, and I become a warehouse guy, which is $15. I stay at the warehouse. I get a 25-cent raise every year. So in 4 years, I'm making $16 an hour. And then I leave. I lose the raises, and then I go back to my cashier job at $8.50. And then I stay there for 4 years again. And then I'm at $9.50. So basically, that's how it works. So the raises, all this money is going to come from the government. So my wages are coming from the government, and my raises are coming from the government. And basically, the C4 currency could be the day rate. Yeah. So that could stabilize a lot of stuff. And yeah, that's all I got. Gotta go.